Leave it out.
The militia had sentenced me to death by hanging. So there I was, standing on the gallows, rope around my neck and waiting for my final drop, when my old mate Greg showed and shot through the rope just in time. I still keep the rope in the storehouse as a souvenir of my escape. That's one lucky bastard. The 8 rules of the pirate's creed. 1. On his own ship a captain's word is law. 2. He who finds it can keep it. 3. Never shy away from a good fight. 4. The means justifies the ends. 5. A deal is a deal. 6. Don't start a war in your own harbor. 7. Both parties have to agree to a duel in their own harbor. 8. Whoever breaks the creed must suffer death or dishonor.
I saw you, villain. So, here's the latest scrote to roll his scabrous sack into town.
I'm sorry, what did you say?
I bade you welcome, my boy. Settled in nicely, have you?
Just about.
Good, good. We'll discuss your promotion soon enough. It's rather empty here in the captain's house now that Steelbeard is food for the fish.
You know that Steelbeard's dead.
Yes, a terrible loss. But he died with his boots on, as they say. When you stepped into those boots, boy, you took on more than you bargained for. So, let us celebrate your promotion, Captain.
I'm honored.
Indeed you are, my boy. You have become one of the last pirate captains of the southern seas. You bear a great responsibility. So, join with me, and let us initiate you in the traditional way.
I hope you just mean we sing a song or something.
Filthy-minded scrote, you care nothing for our glorious past.
Well...
You don't? I suppose times have changed, alas.
Did you know Steelbeard well?
You can say that again. Back in the day, we'd seize the king's ships together. To celebrate each haul, we'd go whoring in every port on the southern seas. But there is more to the buccaneering life than booty of whichever type. There is the creed. Steelbeard never forgot the creed.
You do love your pirate traditions.
There's nothing like the creed. A captain who dishonors the creed is lost.
Can't argue with that.
You have no idea what I'm talking about. The rules of the Creed are what make us, boy. They keep us and bind us, make us more than mere thieves. Embrace them if you want to be a Steelbeard and not another slave. The Black Book of the Creed lies on my desk in the council chamber. Read it, if you're not illiterate.
I will.
Good. You can't afford not to.
I heard about your dispute with Slain.
Yes, Slain is, not to mince words, something of a bastard. Someday he'll learn, even if I have to keep him mouldering here for years.
What's your beef with him exactly?
Sometimes it takes more than an army to fight evil, especially if you don't know where the evil lurks.
You mean the sacrificial knife, right?
Slain has no idea of the power he holds in his grasp. The knife is a terrible weapon, especially in the wrong hands. But it'll take a lot to make him see the light, assuming it's not too late already.
I want to fight Mara.
That does you credit, but what I'd really like to know is how you propose to fight her.
With the sacrificial knife.
You'll need more than that, my boy. If you face Mara with the knife alone, she'll shove it down your throat and cut out your heart from the inside.
So what do you suggest?
You must finish what we other captains began. It has fallen to you to correct our mistakes.
What was it you did?
I sent Steelbeard and his fleet to steal the treasure of the Water Temple. Steelbeard and the 3 other captains under his command took the 4 Titan artifacts from the temple, but in the process they woke a monster and damned themselves forevermore.
Water Temple?
A lonely old stronghold in the sea, a terrible, dangerous place, as we soon discovered.
And that's where Steelbeard got this curse of his. The curse he passed on to me.
Yes, you will bear the curse as long as Mara lives. You and the other captains too. Each of you is cursed in a different way. Each of you may yet share Steelbeard's fate.
Where is this Water Temple?
That I do not know, my boy. Steelbeard alone knew where to find it. That is one of the reasons I made him Captain of Captains.
I see.
Do you?
How did you come up with the idea of plundering the temple?
Steelbeard heard about it on one of his raids. A native told him. Under the thumbscrews, I think.
Shame your native didn't go on to tell him what might happen there.
That's the trouble with thumbscrews. Once the thumbs break off, there's nowhere to go.
What else do you know about the captain's curse?
Mara sent her creatures to exact her revenge on the temple's violators. The sunken ones, who rose from the depths of the sea, the depths of hell even. Crow and Garcia surrendered to her, became subject to her will.
Well, that's just dandy.
Yes, Mara's power is something to fear. But Mara has already turned 2 captains to her side. And as Steelbeard's heir, she'll be after you, too. Don't underestimate her, my boy.
What do you know about Steelbeard's artifact?
The Amulet of the Earth, a little.
Do you know where I might find it?
Are you serious?
Well, if you don't want me to find it, maybe I'll go and box badgers or something instead.
I ask because this is no laughing matter. All I know is Steelbeard hid the amulet somewhere the other captains would never think to look. Before you say it, Scroat, no, not up the cabin boy's bumhole or whatever it is you're thinking. He hid it in Garcia's treasure hoard. I don't know how. Less still where exactly Garcia's treasure is buried.
Guess the first thing to do is find Garcia.
Garcia will be found where there's profit to be had. Come to think of it, it's not surprising that Mara was able to turn him. The money-grabbing bastard had already sold his soul 1,000 times over. Mostly to merchants from Caldera, if I remember rightly. Some of his contacts there might know his whereabouts.
Let me go on the hunt with Slane.
You and Slane, you arrogant ballsack. There's not a brain cell between you. You'll find nothing but death. No. So long as Slane refuses to fulfill his part of the deal, his ship stays in my harbor.
What if the dagger really isn't here?
Silence, Scroat! Do you take me for an idiot? Of course he has that dagger, and he will bring it.
And what do you propose I do until then?
I'm sure there are other things that need taking care of. Or perhaps you think you're able to take on Mara regardless.
Well...
Do as you please. Slane had better stick to the deal, that's all. I have more important things to do right now.
Leave it out.
Maybe not a good idea.
Oh, bugger.
Not now.
I think you're right. Leave it out.
Is your pistol at the gunsmith's?
What would you know about it, lad?
Nothing. Just thought it might be precious to you.
So, what's it to you?
It's just, I was thinking.
Out with it!
You must have really pissed Omri off.
That arsehole! He says I owe him gold.
Well, do you?
Depends how you look at it. I gave him my pistol to repair. Only he won't give it back until I paid him what he says I owe.
I'll get your pistol back.
Omri won't just stand it over. Especially not if all you're gonna do is give it back to me.
Here's your pistol, back from the gunsmith's.
My lovely piece. I got you back at last. I won't let you out of my sight ever again, my beauty. Thank you, lad. Truly, I'm in your debt.
It's always exciting when the tides bring a new pirate captain to our shores. It's the fates that brought you here, I can tell. So, tell me, what do you desire most?
You're always so familiar with strangers?
Only the ones who seem the most interesting. If I know what you want, maybe I can help you.
Tell me how to stop Mara.
Mara, you think you are worthy of such a great task?
I seem to have a knack of attracting trouble.
Your aura draws destiny to you. Shall I read it for you?
See anything?
It is difficult. So many things around you in flux. Wait! Yes, I start to see it now. Your destiny. You are a steerer of worlds, determining the fate of countless other lives. This is your fate, and possibly your doom.
Is that all? I thought it might be bad news or something.
I say only what I see. You wanted to know. It is not my fault if you did not like what you learned.
You have a point.
It was your destiny. You had no choice but follow it.
Can you help me get the ingredients I need for voodoo?
If that is what you want, then yes. Voodoo is a speciality of mine. Or one of them, at least. Its power, so potent, so mysterious.
Do you have many dealings with the natives here?
These days, not so much. But back in the days when I sailed the seas on a pirate ship, I visited many different islands and learned much from the natives there. Like the secrets of my potions, all made from their magical recipes.
You've got goods I can look at?
Take a good, close look.
You know, I've heard enough of this nonsense.
If that's what's easier for you to believe, steerer of worlds, in time you will come to realize the truth. A dangerous thing, the truth, as maybe you'll find out.
When I do, I'll be sure to come back and tell you about it. The rattle is used by the native shamans as a magic conductor. Only once is a rattle broken during a death cult ritual. Legend has it this rattle could then be heard by the souls of the dead. The rattle is now supposedly owned by the Maracay tribe. That might be worth remembering.
Treat this place with respect.
I'm not good enough to try this yet.
Been too long since I've been ready. Been too long since I've been ready.
Not now.
There ain't nothing like it coming back from a raid.
Pockets full of gold.
Got something for you. There's supposed to be treasure buried at the end of the beach in the west.
Ready? What? Brilliant. That's exactly what I needed to know. I better hurry before some other chancer finds it.
What's the deal with my powder kegs?
I'll have them brought to the quayside right away.
Finally. What are you gonna do now?
Get the fuck out of here, that's what. I'll get my gear together, then go find that treasure. And after that, it's goodbye Antigua, and thanks for fuck all. Watch out, world. Whatever you've got, I'm coming to get it. One day, I'll be a captain too.
To be sure,
Not
but
now.
it's not all fun on a raid. To be sure, but it's not all
Leave it
fun
out.
on a raiding voyage.
What do you have to offer?